and welcome to the Ruben Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's original movie, I Love You, Stupid. So this film was directed by Laura Manners, about a protagonist named Marcus who loses his girlfriend of 8 years and his job on the same day. And then he meets an ex-friend at school, and they spark up this relationship while his best friend tries to turn him into what it means to be a modern-day man. And that is the crux of this romantic rom-com. I have to say, this is a film you've seen before. It literally ticks all the rom-com cliches. You know exactly what this film is. In fact, beat for beat, you can probably guess exactly what's going to happen. So it doesn't do anything fresh. What I can say is good about this film is that it does have some heart to it. I actually struggled with the main protagonist, the Marcus character, at the beginning. I really didn't like him, but I think that's purposely done. As a man, as a person that doesn't stand up for himself, who he is. He has a girlfriend that walks all over him, and you see that character take to shape and come out of his shell towards the end of the film, which is great. I have to say, I do feel it's a little bit long in the tooth. There was a middle section there, just after the middle section, that I knew what they were trying to do, and where they were going with that relationship, that triangle arc that you have in rom-coms traditionally, I guess, and they could have just shaved off some of that. Also, there is a lot of montages, and where I like a good montage, where the character, those ones where they get changed and have multiple outfits, I normally like to have a little bit of music and some dialogue. There's this kind of traditional way to do a montage. In this one, it seemed like they were doing montages with just music. They would fade away all the dialogue, and so you just kind of have to go with the flow. It was like having a little music number in the middle of the film, which I think was okay. But then the third time, I was like, yeah, okay, I think you're pushing the boundaries of these montages now. One good one is enough. But it does have heart, like I said, and I think the main protagonist will grow on you. I immediately liked the lady friend that he sparked up this relationship with. You know exactly what's going to happen, and who's going to like who at the end of the film. I think it's crafted quite well as a rom-com. It doesn't look bad. It looks good. The shots are shot well. The acting is good for the most part. I don't think anybody does a bad job. I think the score is one of the better things about this film. The score and the soundtrack, the way they use part of the soundtrack as a character in the film, I think that's very good. That adds another kind of little a notch in the belt of this film to stand out a little bit above other rom-coms. Although there are far better rom-coms out there, I do like the fact that this one has a little bit of heart that I wasn't expecting it to. It kind of creeps up into you. It's a little bit of a builder. So that beginning part, you may even switch off and go, oh, this is so traditional, it's so normal, I'm not going to like it. But as you get further into the storyline, you start liking the character of Marcus a bit more. It's shaped that way on purpose, I think. And then you get into those cliche moments, but there are a couple of funny moments that I laughed out loud. For a rom-com, it's not very funny. I wasn't belly laughing. There are moments that were humorous. I think only twice where I actually laughed, but not like massively. I just laughed because I found it funny. So if you're expecting a more funny rom-com, it's more romantic than comedy, if that makes sense. Although there are moments when the Marcus character is talking to the camera, because they break that fourth wall, and the way he's acting is because he's trying to learn to be a man's man and what it means to be a man's man in our modern day society, and he's doing these facial expressions. Those bits I thought were quite funny. And then there's this extra gimmick that they use where he's learning to be a man on an online digital guru, and I think those bits were quite funny. So there's feathers in the cap of this film. And I think those moments work. But I think if you're expecting something different, you're going to be sorely disappointed. But if you like your rom-coms normal and you know what you're going to get, this is exactly one of those. It's the run-of-your-mill rom-com, but has some heart to it, and I kind of like the characters by the end. But to be fair, I am a bit of a sucker for rom-coms, so I don't know why, I just am that way. When Kay watches stuff with me, I'm always the one that gets more into the characters that way. So, yeah, I'm just telling you so that you know, maybe this is not the best one in the world, but I actually did enjoy it, if that makes sense. I'm going to give this a B. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this film, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.